Hi, this is a video overview of the Snowflake Regatta race course on the Peconic River in Riverhead, New York. We'll go over the course so everyone can navigate it safely. As expected, we'll begin at the start here in just a moment. Okay, so this is right about where the start line is, and off to the port side there is the shore. You'll be hugging along there as you begin the race, and we'll zoom in a bit. I'm going to pause it right here. You can see right where that kayaker is when we're taking the video that the river opens up off to port, and you can also see some of the grass over there with it, right? So you want to be careful because things get a little bit shallow close to there. So make sure to give yourself plenty of room. Also over here you see, this boat certainly will not be there during the regatta, but it makes it a lot of fun for us when we're out there practicing on singles. So carrying on. And right now we'll be approaching Colonel's Island. That is the island in the middle of the course, maybe about 1,000 meters in from the start or so, right around there. So you can see at this point we've come right around that bend where the river is opening up off to the left, and you're going to see right there, this is the front of Colonel's Island. We will have a launch there to make sure that people are steering clear of the island as you're coming in. See, right there, the zoom in. So it's a little hard to pick up. Okay, so this is the part right here. Let me back up a second. Yeah, so so right here, right, we've got you've got a sign there. Right now the tide's a little bit low, so we can see how you can see how close you want to be to the island. But really, what you want to do actually is get out into the middle and between the two. So you got plenty of space in between them, right? So we'll be approaching the bridge. Make sure to give yourself a wide berth from that island because it gets shallow as you get close to it. So now we're coming up on the Route 105 bridge. That was the bridge we saw there in the distance. Okay, so this is the bridge that we go through. Good thing about this bridge is that the openings are pretty darn big, so there's a lot of room to get through those things. So obviously you want to be careful as you're coming, and we will have a coach boat here as well, but you're going to want to go through this opening inside of the between the bridge, right? So this is the one you want to go through, not over here to the right. So moving in, we'll get a little bit closer on this, and you can again see the view for where you want to go, right? So moving in, you can see right here, this is how you can tell as you're approaching the bridge, right? You don't want to go through the passage that has both of the wood protectors on it. That's not on the race course. This over here is where you want to be, right dead ahead of us. You can go through this one over here that we're looking at on the left. That's fine. If you're being overtaken here by another boat and you want to give yourself plenty of room, you can do that, but you really there shouldn't be much need to do that, and you want to go right through where, right through this guy right here. Okay, so now we've passed the bridge, right? You can see that we came through the slot right there that we wanted to go through, and at this point, so you're going to want to set your point. Kind of the irony is this buoy will not be here at the race. We'll take it out so that nobody hits it. But you need to get over to this onto the starboard side of this point of land right there. Okay, so there's a bit of a zoomed in view for you right there. Now as we get close, a little closer, one thing I wanted to point out is in the past some crews have been drawn to go into this cove over here. You don't want to do that. It doesn't go anywhere. So if you go in there, you'll have to stop and turn around in some tight quarters and row back out, and not going to have a very good finishing time on the race if you go that way. Okay, so now we're getting into the main stretch of the course. Pretty simple through here. Nothing too much to worry about. The tide is a little bit low as we go through here, but as you can see, pretty nice and straight. Nothing really major to have to worry about. One thing I did want to point out for those of you in blind boats as you zoom in, and this will be actually a lot easier to see on the course. Right here there's a flagpole. Easier to see in person than what the video captured, but that's a good thing to set your point at. Okay, so now we're at a little over 1,000 meters left to go on the course, and this is a good landmark right here. This as you're passing this flagpole. We usually have some coach boat stationed there as well. So what you want to do at this point, or right now, is set your bow at that. It's easy to see. It's a tower with the aquarium there in Riverhead. Nice, easy thing to see, and it leads you into where you want to go. You can see we're getting a little bit closer here. Stay away from those areas to the left. This is going to be another one of those situations where I've got to point out a buoy that will take out, but that's really where you want to point as you get close into here. Got to make sure that you get around this, because the river is going to open up to the port side and turn to the left as soon as you clear that point. We're going to see that in just a second here. So now we're getting close to the finish of the race, where things can get a little bit tight. So I want to make sure that we talk through how to steer this very effectively for everyone, right? So right here we talked about, this is the point of land over here that you want to get around, and the river is turning to the left at this point here. So this is where you want to head, right in, hang on, let me clear that spot. Right in through here, okay? These houseboats over here, you want to make sure to keep on your starboard side, obviously. You need to go right in where that blue box is. Right in there is where you want to go. Alright, just again showing the view here. That's the point that you come around. The river opens up on your port side once again. But as you can see, this is the way into the finish. Making sure to keep this houseboat right here off to your starboard side as you're approaching. Okay, again we're getting a little bit closer. In here at this point you'll be able to hear the crowd. This is off to the right. There is where the folks will be assembling and spectators will be watching. I'm just going to pause it real quick here, point out a couple things. You got to watch out for these over here. Once upon a time there was a bulkhead or something like that over there. Since the tide is a little bit low now, it's easier to see. Ironically, when the tide gets higher is actually when they can be a little bit more challenging to see. We'll get some sort of large buoy in front of that so everyone knows about it. Of course, it'll be reviewed in the coaches and coxswains meeting. But again, we're coming in this way, and you got the river turning to the port side a little bit one more time as we'll head into the finish, which will be right here. Obviously that boat won't be there, but that's where the finish is going to be, and you want to make sure to head straight in on that. So make sure you got your point so you can get a nice, clean, good, hard finish going into the race, but most importantly, safely and properly lined up. Okay, see you out there, and good luck, everybody.